Girafarig is not known for being a Pokemon that you want in your party. Its stats are average and nothing about it really looks notable. But in a Heart Gold and Soul Silver hardcore Nuzlocke, Girafarig is actually a top 5 Pokemon for the Elite Four. A hardcore Nuzlocke is a self-imposed challenge mode for Pokemon where you can only catch one Pokemon per route. Every feint is permanent and you cannot use items in battle or level past the gym leader's ace. It's the most popular way to challenge yourself in Pokemon. Girafarig has a 90 base special attack and 85 base speed, which is terrible by modern standards. However, the power level of early generations, particularly on random trainers, makes Girafarig's 90 base special attack comparable to in-game opponents, and its 85 base speed is enough to outspeed over 75% of the game's threats. Additionally, being able to resist Psychic and be immune to Ghost is especially good because a lot of Johto's boss fights are those types, as we'll see later. Girafarig's level up move pool is a big factor as well. A big reason why Girafarig is a good Psychic type is because it learns Psychic through level up and at a relatively early level of 37. The Psychic TM is only available in Kanto, which means that strong Psychic types like Starmie and Jinx don't even get access to Psychic in time for the Elite Four. Espeon only learned Psychic at level 64, and similarly Slowbro, Xatu, and other Psychic types learn Psychic way too late. Only the Abraline and Mr. Mime get Psychic early enough. Until Girafarig gets Psychic at level 37, it can still use a good Psybeam for other opponents. Girafarig also has a good TM learn set like Thunderbolt, which you can get from the Goldenrod Game Corner, and Shadow Ball, which you can get after beating Morty, the Ghost-type gym leader. Girafarig is not only good versus the Elite Four, which we'll get to later, but it's good versus a lot of the game too. It can solo the Ghost-type gym because of its typing, and can use the move Agility to stall out Gengar's Sucker Punch PP for a guaranteed win. Chuck, the fighting-type gym leader, can be difficult for some teams in a Nuzlocke, but Girafarig is usually very consistent versus him. With a choice specs that you can get from the back right corner of Lake Rage, Psybeam does great work, and you would only need to switch out versus a Poliwrath Body Slam Paralysis or a Hypnosis Hit. Overall, Girafarig's typing and move pool have a good time versus Johto. There are only 7 Pokemon that resist Psychic and are not weak to Thunderbolt and Shadow Ball, and 2 of those, Scizor and Tyranitar, are not actually used by a trainer in-game. Girafarig is an excellent play versus 90% of teams for this reason and can clean up Team Rocket, rival battles, and ace trainers alike. You can get Girafarig in Route 43 before the 4th gym leader. Because you can only catch one Pokemon per route, you have to be careful about ensuring you get a Girafarig. Most Nuzlocke rule sets allow you to ignore duplicate Pokemon because it would be boring to run around with 6 Sparrow. If you catch Pidgey beforehand and get Mareep from the Violet City Egg, you can guarantee to pick up Girafarig in Route 43 because it's the only Pokemon left that's available in the daytime. But the Elite Four is where Girafarig truly shines. Girafarig can easily sweep through Will, the Psychic-type Elite Four member, with choice spec Shadow Ball. Girafarig should be able to one-shot Will's entire team, but even if you have a low special attack stat, Girafarig's Psychic resistance comes in handy and Will's Pokemon cannot do much back to you. The only concern would be getting unlucky versus Lovely Kiss Jinx or Hypnosis Executor. Koga is easy as well. Choice Spec Psychic can destroy most of the team. The only problem is Fortress, which does wall Girafarig. Beating Fortress is itself easy, but you have to be careful with how you do it. You don't want Muck to come in next and start using Minimize and potentially beat you with evasion strategy. The ideal Fortress counter is something like Nidoking, which has Flamethrower and baits in Venomoth to use Psychic instead of baiting in Muck. After you remove Fortress, it's an easy sweep with Girafarig again. Versus Bruno, all you do is click Choice Spec Psychic 5 times. That's all you have to do. Versus Karen, Girafarig should switch out its choice specs for a choice scarf, which you can get from your mom who buys you usually unobtainable items. Girafarig Psychic KOs Vileplume, and with a choice scarf it outspeeds Gengar. Girafarig's Thunderbolt also KOs Murkrow, and fortunately Murkrow doesn't go for Sucker Punch unless it sees a KO, so there's no risk of a Sucker Punch critical hit. The only thing you have to be careful about is making sure you don't lose to Karen's Houndoom, which can use Nasty Plot versus a Girafarig locked into Psychic. Water types should get the job done, and something like Tentacruel is the best bet because it has high special defense and a high speed stat to avoid getting flinched by Dark Pulse. Versus Lance, Girafarig's Scarf Thunderbolt easily defeats Gyarados. Then, Aerodactyl always comes in, which you 2-hit KO, while Aerodactyl does not KO you back. Because of the way the switch-in AI works, Charizard comes in next, and you can trade Girafarig for enough damage on Charizard that the rest of Lance's team should be a piece of cake with any Pokemon that's fast, and has a strong Ice-type move like Starmie. And there you have it, Girafarig makes the Elite Four a cakewalk. There are other Psychic types like Alakazam or Mr. Mime who are superior to Girafarig, but Girafarig is still a good Pokemon in its own right, and can be a useful replacement if you're unable to obtain those two, or accidentally lose them. In particular, Mr. Mime can be tough to get because before Kanto, it's only found in the Safari Zone, where it's rare and can run away. Girafarig is a top 5 Pokemon to add to a hardcore Nuzlocke team in Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing. If I see a lot of new subscribers on this video, then I know to keep making more Nuzlocke content.